If you're opening up Power BI and deleting columns to clean up your data model, you may already be too late. Whether you're doing it in DataView or Power Query, you're already degrading the optimization and the performance of your Power BI report. So today I'm going to show you why removing data in Power BI is a mistake and the best methodology going forward. So let's start with the worst offender, which is DataView. So you may think it's a harmful transaction that you're doing within DataView. However, what you're doing is creating a phantom step within Power BI because you can't simply just track these whenever that column is gone. So once it's gone in DataView, you're not going to be able to track it back. And that's where lack of auditability really comes in as well. You're also mixing modeling tasks here. So like writing DAX or doing ETL, what you want to do is keep these processes completely separate. So then the next logical thing to do is maybe just remove them in Power Query. Although it's better, it's still kind of a trap within the Microsoft universe. So imagine this, right? You go to a store, you buy a bunch of groceries, and you put them in your bag, right? And you walk home. And then once you get home, you take some of these groceries and you throw them away, right? That's the same thing that you're doing in Power Query or even in DataView. You're basically taking 100 columns, for example, transferring them to Power BI, deleting 90 columns that you actually don't need, and then you're using the remaining 10 columns for your report. And what you did here was waste bandwidth and just overwhelm your computer. Now, I personally say it's to select it at source, which means you define exactly what you need before it even touches Power BI. So this gives you three massive advantages. So you have network efficiency, which means you can only download the exact data required. You have memory optimization. So the Power BI engine never has to process the junk, right? So it doesn't even look at it. You have clean audits. Your logic lives in a database and not hidden in a click step like DataView. And if you're using SQL Server, you probably don't want to connect to a raw table. There's a bunch of reasons for that. It's probably not clean, curated. It's probably not your gold table standard as well. And that raw data just probably has a bunch of stuff that you just don't need. It's unnecessary junk, right? So what you want to do instead is create your own custom view, which is your curated table. Now, if you're using Databricks, you can do the same thing here as well. And Databricks is much faster than your local computer. So it's going to process things exceptionally faster. And the same thing is in Dataverse as well. This is low code, so it's much easier to operate in. But you can just remove any columns that you don't want, and the Dataverse is going to remember that, and then Power BI can just call those exact columns that you need and not do all that heavy lifting for you. So let's actually look at the impact here. So if you delete in DataView, you have heavy network load and zero auditability. So you want to avoid that. But if you remove in Power Query, you have a clean audit trail because you can see those applied steps, but you risk network inefficiency if folding fails. But if you select at the source, which is the best method, you get minimal network load, maximum speed, and professional grade auditability as well. So at the end of the day, what's the best solution? The best is to shift left and select at source. Let the database do all the work for you, and then you can call that into whatever visualization solution you want, whether it's Power BI or something else. But with that said, don't delete any more columns in Power BI. Do everything in the database, call it in, and you'll see how much optimization and efficiency you have increased.